Gove today. He is at a Tony Robbins seminar, or probably on his way home on a plane right now. But I'm going to be interviewing someone that's really special to me. And we met in 2007, and we've been lifelong friends ever since. And Elgin Walker, are you in the house?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Come on up.
I think I'm sitting next to you, I think.
We'll stand up.
Don't ask me to do a whole lot of stuff with this here. There we go.
All right. All right. Well, welcome again, everybody. My name is Frank Crandall, and I am personally sponsored by Brent Gove. And we have the next 20, 25 minutes or so listening to a gentleman who became really good friends with back in 2007. And he's going to tell you a little bit about himself, his background, Reader's Digest version, and how he got into EXP and what it has done for him and his family. So, Elgin, go ahead and take it away, and I will mute myself when I'm not talking.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Frank. So I'm going to try to hold this thing here and get up in front of you guys a little bit better. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I'm not, as Frank mentioned, Frank and I have been friends. Frank and I met, he was actually my team leader at a Keller Williams office that I was at for, I don't know, about 16 years. And this actually is my 32nd year selling real estate, and I take congratulations and condolences for that. My wife works with me, and she's been with me about 15 years. And we were looking at what we wanted the next 5 years of our real estate lives to look like. We weren't getting fulfilled what we were putting out at our previous company. And initially, Frank reached out to me, and he told me about EXP. And I did not run and jump in here with my hands like, yeah, I can't wait. I told Frank, I said, hey, why don't you send it to my wife? Send this video to my wife, and if she'll look at it, then we'll talk about it. So needless to say, my wife was not really down in the beginning, and she didn't look at the video. And I looked at it like this avatar and all this stuff looked like a video game to me. It looked like something that our kids should be playing with. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. In addition to that, I always worked in an office, and I've been around so long that to get an office, there was a time where you couldn't buy it. You had to, quote unquote, earn your office. So it worked for me, and I didn't work really well from home at that particular time. So I'm thinking, okay, this is okay, but what did intrigue me at that time was the stock. That the company was stock, because we invested in stocks and stuff previously. And at that particular time, the company was not on the NASDAQ. But I was really, really intrigued by that part of it. So we decided to come over to EXP after we went to a family reunion at our previous company. And at that particular family reunion, there was an awful lot of talk against this little company called EXP. So at least from where my wife and I come from, it was like, well, if somebody's talking like that about your quote-unquote competition, there must be something to it. So we actually went from the family reunion and went back and watched the video. By the time we left family reunion, it was just a matter of what day we were going to make our move. When we came over, which was just a few weeks later, we've now been here about a year and 5 months. We were more than pleasantly surprised with the company, with all the things that the company was supplying us, the potential growth that we saw with it, and of course the stocks and the opportunity to basically, what I say, have your own 401k type of setup. That was great for us. We didn't really come over, to be perfectly honest with you, for the revenue share. The revenue share we were looking at the time was like, okay, that's nice, and it sounds, good. But we were still a little bit soured by the profit share that we were not receiving from our previous company. So we looked at the revenue share in the same light as that. Needless to say, we were pleasantly surprised, not only at how different they are, but at the success that it's been able to help generate for us and for our family. It's been a very encouraging journey, and we're still at the very beginning of it. We understand that, and we didn't really buy into the revenue share right from the start. But I can tell you right now, you talk about somebody that's all in. We are all in, and with the help of Frank here, Frank Randall, and obviously with Brent, have really helped and encouraged us to put a plan together and begin to move forward. We've done that to where now we are looking at revenue share as pretty much almost a separate business plan from our normal production, because we are still in production. And because we're still in production, we kind of had to set aside a different type of plan to begin to work the revenue share part of it. Up to this point, we've been blessed to where our team is starting to grow. And we got a long way compared to some other people, and probably some of you out here in the audience right now. But we do have 16 signed up personal sponsors, with 2 more that have signed up that'll be onboarding here in the next few days. So we'll be at 18 then. And we've been blessed to now our revenue share team is a little bit under 200. So it's begun to grow pretty well and been able to now provide consistent income. And in comparison to that, obviously we're invested in our other company as far as their profit share goes, and we still receive that. So we received a whopping $86.10 last month, and I think my wife got $19.64, and they wonder why we're not there anymore. Obviously, our rev share here is much more than that. I got used to not having an office, where I've worked better from home. The Regis works for me well, and I had set up something which I called Elgin Walker's Real Estate Cafe, which basically is me going around in different places and either interviewing people, working places, and all that. People kind of follow me on where's Elgin at today. So kind of just built myself into that and decided that if that was the only thing that was a deterrent from joining the EXP, that I'd figure that part of it out, because there were too many pluses from that. Part of now of what we do, one of the things that Brent said to me, which really struck a nerve, is this is what really got me into being more intentional with agent attraction. And Brent said to me, how would you like to take 40 listings one time and continuously get paid over and over from those 40 listings? And I was like, well, who wouldn't like to do that? And he said, well, that's what agent attraction is. Agent attraction is you can attract and help as many other realtors see the opportunity that you see the opportunity that others see. And if you can do that, those listings, those agent attracts will continuously provide you with passive income. That light bulb came on. Obviously, because, you take 40 listings and they sell, and you got to take 40 more and they sell. And I was like, hey, okay. So then, of course, I started to get more into the helping the people that are on our team rather attract other agents and put that as part of our business plan. And we've also been blessed to find a couple of people in particular that really been fire on this thing. And I think, everybody, if you keep working at it, you tend to find your Brent Gove, or your someone that really takes it to the next level. You never know who that person will be, so you have to just keep talking to people, doing your lunch and learns. For me personally, I've built more on one-on-ones. I believe that's more of my personality. Getting in front of people is more like a presentation. Following up with people is, again, one of my strengths. Hopefully letting people like me better when I come into the room than when I leave. Because I also don't want people that tell me every time they see me, oh, he's about to come talk to me about that EXP thing. He's about to come. I don't want that either. I want to be at the point where I'm a source of information that at the time when they're ready, and at that particular point, they speak to me, because not only am I looking at attracting agents, I'm looking at retaining. So go ahead, Frank.
So Elgin, you and I have the same. We like to keep it real, right?
Yep.
So with 16 personally sponsored and a little, almost 200 in your group, what does an average rev share check look like for you?
Well, we just had our biggest rev share. Is that the first part of that is that for most of the first year we were only at 2 levels, and we were still making good rev share. So now we're at the 5th, just hit the 5th level, and we had a little over 9,000 last month. But we've pretty much been around 5,000-6,000 every month since about our 4th or 5th month. So
that's great. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a little go back. Can you reflect before Keller Williams? What has your strategy been for getting listings and your lead generation sources? Kind of say what you do to get business, because I think people are very, very interested in that.
Oh, sure. And that's changed over the years. So I built my business as a cold call. I built my business pretty much in the Mike Ferry type of system, where I blocked out time and made a lot of calls. I did a lot of expires, some for sale by owners in the beginning. But then what I got into was really, really, on accident, by the way, this was not on purpose. I accidentally realized that if I stayed in touch with people whom I sold properties to or sold properties for, that was easier than to always go out and look for somebody new. So I just began to build a really big database, keep them in my database, and work my sphere of influence.
And before Keller Williams, you were somewhere else, right?
Yes. We were in Remax, and at Remax, was there, I believe, 13, 14 years, and we managed the Remax office and invested in one and all of that. And it's funny because just off of that, we were at Remax before they went public. It's interesting that when Remax went public, they didn't offer any of the broker managers, owners, agents. They didn't even offer an option or a plan to get in on the stock or get in on the IPO. That was another thing that really attracted me here at EXP.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about, if you could give me like a 2-3 minute dialogue script of how you're doing agent attraction, what you're doing, just so folks in the audience, before I forget, tell everybody where you're from, so if they have referrals, they can send it to you.
Thank you. Yes, we're located in the Santa Clarita Valley, which is a suburb of the Los Angeles County area, about 25, 30 miles out of the city of Los Angeles. And we do business in the Santa Clarita Valley, San Fernando Valley, and parts of Los Angeles.
Okay. So could you hit us with a little script of what an agent attraction phone call's like?
I'm actually just pretty authentic, man, and don't really do a script as much as just being real authentic with the people that I'm speaking with, because I've been around so long, so I'm speaking to a lot of people that I already know. And my speech is more along the lines of, hey, recently my wife and I made a move from Keller Williams. We made a move over to EXP Realty. Just wondering, how are you feeling at the particular company that you're at? Would you like a little information on why we decided to make this move? The majority of people, they'll say yes, or they'll, and you know, I mean, some of them say no, or they'll put me off a little bit. But, you know, generally after that, you know, my next conversation with them or my next line with them is, hey, if I could, you know, show you in 10 or 15 minutes over coffee, like Laura and I came over to EXP, would you give me that opportunity? And because I set a time limit on meeting with them, the majority of people will give me 15 minutes. And because I set a time limit with them, I can schedule more people all on the same day. And it doesn't cost me any money. You know, it doesn't cost me money to have coffee with somebody versus like the old days of doing lunch or dinner and spending a whole lot of money or drinks and all that. Just have coffee and limit it to that. And I do try to set up more than one appointment a day if possible and set them up back to back if possible. It's pretty nice to be speaking with someone about agent attraction and someone else walks in because you're going to speak to them next.
Okay. So I know that you don't volunteer information, but being humble, you're an author. You've written several books, haven't you?
Yes, I've written 2 books. Yes, thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Before we get off the call, if you could put down in the comments the name of your book and where people can go to get them, let's throw that out there so they can kind of understand you more. And can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with the Wedgwood company that EXP just is partnering now with?
Yes. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was going to mention that, but you're right. I don't know normally things like that. But that's one of the reasons why I'm saying to you is that you never know who you're going to know or who's going to stand out. So you guys are probably familiar, if you're not familiar, with Nate Butcher. And Nate is a old friend of mine, and I actually happen to be Nate's sponsor. I've been blessed with that. And that's when I say is you don't know who you're going to know or who's going to do what. And in getting Nate to come over, Nate actually reached out to me first, and we kind of went from there. And since then, you know, we've just been pushing through it, and I've been supporting and helping him, and also looking at getting other lines moving like that. So Wedgwood, what Nate signed up Wedgwood, which is a fabulous, fantastic opportunity. And needless to say, with them being in our revenue share team, revenue share line, we're looking for good things in the future.
Yeah, that's God definitely put a blessing in front of you in your life when you sponsored Nate. So what's curious about you, Elgin, is that you have a lot of knowledge. You're also a speaker. You go around and speak to people. You're a motivator, inspirational leader, teacher, mentor, all kinds of stuff. What do you prefer?
You know what? That's a good question. I haven't really thought of it like that. I think that what I like to do best in our business, in our producing business, I still love do like that, but I also like to I like to speak in settings like this. I like to speak to agents. I love helping people. I really like to help you for 4 hours. I don't necessarily want to have a workshop with you. I don't necessarily want to coach with you on a monthly and hourly basis. I don't know that is a strength of mine. I think I got old and crabby. But to stand and to be able to help and to motivate and watch people grow, I think that's a wonderful thing. And that if I had my choice, that's what I would do more. That's what I would do first, is be in front of people, and not necessarily just real estate people, because I've done other type of motivational talks, and hopefully help people that way.
Okay. So another humble thing is you have been chosen to be on the diverse committee with EXP. You want to tell us a little bit of how that came along?
Yes. I guess I keep forgetting about all this stuff. But yeah, I was again. I just received a chat email from Glenn Sanford. I had never met Glenn. And I also received from another young lady that's an agent, Free Gentry, by Glenn, and just reached out to me and said that he had saw some of my videos, heard some nice things about me and whatever, and asked me would I be willing to help participate with other agents in developing a plan for diversity and inclusion at EXP. He actually just said that he was a little embarrassed that we did not have a plan in place, but that he felt it was something needed and asked me, would I help? So needless to say, the CEO, the boss, or the CEO at the time asked you, will you participate in something? I think, you kind of say yes, unless it's against your principles. So yes, I've been helping with that as well, and it's a great thing. One EXP is what it's called. You'll begin to hear more and more stuff about it. We also have some stuff in workplace chat where you can get as much information as you'd like.
I'll tell you, Elgin, it's quite the story. Listen, I'm going to open it up for a couple minutes. Anybody that wants to ask Elgin a question, you can either type or come on board, but take your answer offline. In other words, mute your mic so that we don't get a bunch of static. Anybody have any questions for Elgin?
I'll take a question.
Sure.
Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Okay, I'm Joe Dent from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia market, and I'm actually in transition, well, back and forth between there and my retirement location in Alabama, northern Alabama.
Wow, you're a busy man.
My question, Elgin, hey, this is good stuff. I'm actually on my mobile, so I have to go online and check out your book and some of the other interesting information. But my question is, what's your most frequent objection, and how do you meet it? How do you answer it?
Is that in regards to what, agent attraction?
Well, yes, agent attraction. Yes, exactly.
The biggest one I tend to get, I think, is the one about the office, and I need the place to work, and I even hear sometimes now lately is I want to be around some people. You need to be with somebody. You need to be in the office and talk to people. And to me, that's an easy objection is overcome is that, well, if you're in the office talking to people, that means you're not productive. And the productive people are either not in the office or they're not in the office to talk to you. So I think that in regards to the objection on the actual physical office, for me, I just kind of tell my story of how I've always had an office, didn't work well from home, all of that. But the pros outweigh the cons of that by so much. I have actually said to people, are you going to let not having a physical office stand in the way of a legacy that you can build for you, your family, your children, your children's children? Is the office environment that important to you?
Awesome answer. Thank you.
And we have somebody, is that Gurmal? Gurmal's typing a question, or you just want to pop on, Gurmal? Anyone else have a question for Elgin?
Yeah, I do. I'm Dan Hillsman, Atlanta, Georgia area.
Hey, Dan, good.
Hey there. So appreciate both you guys' time today. I have some similar numbers to Elgin. I'm kind of right there with you as far as first level and group. So what I'm looking at now, Elgin, is reaching out to agents that I don't know. So I have some practice with that. I know I've talked to Brent many times. I've met Brent, so I know I compliment him. Try to edify the guy above me. But prior to getting them on a three-way call or even a video or or even a face-to-face. I'm big on let's meet for a coffee after, pretty quick after I've talked to you and either shown you a short video or have enough information to you. I'm a face-to-face guy, so I want to meet and bring my laptop and show them the XP tools. But what I'm looking for 2020 on starting to approach some bigger teams in my area. And some of these team leaders I do not know. Have you had any experience with that, or what's your thoughts on that?
I've had some experience with it, and number one is I think that you just have to come in with confidence when you're speaking to them. I think that in doing that, and then showing it, and depending on how big the team is, with the team leader and all that, is showing them where it benefits them. One of the lines that I've been using with people that have a larger team is that, hey, you know what? However your team is, if your team is, if you're a team and you have 10, 15 people, or if you have 20, 25 people in your brokerage, how would you like to have a team? How would you like to have your team, and your team can be the size of a small brokerage or a large brokerage, which our numbers are now, and not have to worry about workman's comp, not have to worry about brick and mortar, not have to worry about the expense, not have to worry about E&O. What if you did not have to worry about any of that, and you could expand your team right now anywhere in the country, and at some point, hopefully anywhere in the world, would that be of interest to you? I've also done some stuff, a campaign where I've been doing a lot of stuff on LinkedIn lately, and it started off slowly, but I have actually now signed up 2 people that I never met from LinkedIn and shooting them a video.
That's awesome.
I work on that. Yeah, I have that same LinkedIn, the service that you do probably, but yeah, and I've had success with that as well. Yep, that's good. So, keep doing that, right?
Yeah,
hey, Elgin, really quick, I need to move it along. Okay. Julie Singh just wants to know how many calls you're making per day.
I'm seeing her question now. As far as agent attraction, pretty much I've been trying to dedicate one day a week, and I call a couple of hours during that day. I stroll that.
Okay. Then there's a husband and wife team. I'm reading. Forgive me. How would you position against brokerages coming to EXP? What would be the key value added proposition?
I think that the biggest added part of the value part is the expense. The expense that they will no longer have if they are, operating their team in, what we quote unquote consider the traditional manner. I think being able to offer a CRM, to be able to only have $500 of P&O insurance, to be able, and all of those items. I think those are all the value adds for a team member. And then also to be able to offer the people in their team now health care, to be able to offer them, the opportunity to build for retirement, things like that are all being done by EXP, that they do not have to do as a team lead.
I have a question.
Sure.
Elgin, I've got 3 now and possibly 4 people that are interested in coming on board. They've seen the video. They said, yes, this is exciting. I want to come on board, but I have yet to get them on board. And it's been, I don't know, a week, 10 days. I'd like to know if that's a long time or that's a very short time, or how long does it take to get these people on board once they've agreed to come on board?
So you say they just haven't signed up yet? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's correct.
I think that all that happens per person when they actually do it. I follow up with people. I've had some people go like right away. They come right then, and I've had some other people where it's taken them, a couple of months or so to come. So I don't know if I have an answer for if that's too long or if it's a short period of time. I just think that's an individual situation. But if they've committed to you, and I keep, drifting on them a little bit, maybe get them to come to another event, what you can do to help them as far as the process, things like that. Maybe even put them on a 3-way call with someone else. Just something else to try to maybe push them over the edge.
Okay,
So then-
Elgin, how do you overcome an 80-20 split in a market where agents pay either per deal or a low desk fee?
So far, at least for what I've done is, when I've experienced that, and even was experiencing that at the previous company, is what their long-term goal is. What their long-term, if you're only doing, if your goal is to do, just a few deals a year, and you're not looking, at other benefits, well, you know what, that might be, or that might be the best place for them. But I just like to paint a vision. If you can paint a vision for someone to get them out of their small, everyday box into a bigger box, and to what it can look for them down the road, I think that is just a different way of twisting their mindset a little bit to look for a little bit more for themselves.
Okay. Elgin, thank you. We're wrapping up time. Hey, if anybody wants to reach out to Elgin, hit him on Workplace Chat. And Elgin, do you mind giving out your phone number real quick? Because I know there's other questions.
No, of course not. My phone number, and I'll also type in the box, is 661-347-6248.
Great. Thank you, Elgin.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, everybody. I just want to thank you for your time. And there's a favor I need for you to do for me today. And it's today. I want whoever your sponsor is in this business, I want you to send them either a text, a video, or just a thank you. Because I'll tell you, this Thanksgiving, I sent a video to Brent because if it was not for this business, I'd be punching a time clock somewhere. We all dream about having those big paychecks that a lot of people are having. But sometimes those $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 checks, if we didn't have those, where would we be? So you need to thank your sponsor, and I thank Brent every day for what he's done for me in this business. That's all I got. Pay attention for next week coming up. For people in Northern California, let's go to Brent's Christmas party. Make sure you sign up on BrentGoveResources.com. And we love you guys. We'll see you next week.